Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim has reached the biggest game of his Manchester United tenure as his side host Lyon at Old Trafford on Thursday night. Amorim knows this game represents his only route towards rescuing his dreadful debut campaign as United manager, which has featured a litany of poor results. United sit 14th in the Premier League table, following the 4-1 thrashing by Newcastle on Sunday, and winning the Europa League is their only chance of securing European football next season. Before they can even consider that possibility, they must get past Lyon, who arrive in Manchester with the tie level at 2-2 after last week's first leg. That game was defined by Andre Onana errors, with the United goalkeeper at fault for both of the French side's goals, including Ryan Cherki's 95th minute equaliser. Onana was dropped for the Newcastle game, with Amorim deciding to take him out of the firing line and hand a Premier League debut to Altay Bayindir. But that move had no effect, with Bayindir dropping a clanger of his own at St James's Park to ensure Amorim only had one choice for this crucial game. He confirmed on Wednesday that Onana will be back between posts with a chance of redemption. "I have the conversation with my coaches, but it is my decision in the end," Amorim said. "I think Andre deserves to return to the competition. He will hope that the Cameroon international can redeem himself, or at the very least, not make any more big mistakes." As they have been all season, Amorim's options in defence are limited by injuries, with Lisandro Martinez, Matthijs de Ligt and Aiden Heaven unavailable. Johnny Evans has returned to training, but also won't feature against Lyon, leaving Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire and Noussair Mazraoui as the back three. A lot of emphasis will be placed on wing-backs Diogo Dalot and Patrick Dorgu to support attacks, with a defensively minded midfield pairing of Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro likely to start. United have kept just 2 clean sheets in their last 14 games across all competitions, so the duo will have to protect the shaky backline. As ever, Bruno Fernandes will captain the side, playing as one of the 2 number 10s alongside Alejandro Garnacho. The Argentina winger scored United's only goal against Newcastle on the weekend and will be tasked with stretching the Lyon defence. Up front, it will be Rasmus Højlund after Joshua Zirkzee limped out of the Newcastle match with a hamstring injury. Amorim confirmed yesterday that he will miss the remainder of the season. "Joshua is out for the season," Amorim told reporters. "He is not going to play anymore this season. We must prepare him for next season. It is hard for any player to stop, but it's football. He has to be ready to recover." Manchester United have been urged to sign Ipswich striker Liam Delap and 2 midfielders this summer as Ruben Amorim looks to revamp his squad. United have endured a woeful campaign so far, with the club languishing 14th in the Premier League. However, United Chief Executive Omar Barada stated last month that club is ready to back Amorim in the summer transfer window, and Mirror Football understands that they are hoping to raise around £200 million by selling players and save up to £80 million a year on wages. And former United defender Paul Parker, who won 2 league titles during his time at Old Trafford, believes that money should be spent on 3 players who will help get the best out of club captain Bruno Fernandes. Parker, speaking via the home of UFC betting, said, "I think you've got to be looking at replacing at least 2 players in midfield. I think you need more energy in there, and I like Manuel Ugarte and what he does, and I think he will be even more effective with more energy and legs around him. I don't think Casemiro and Christian Eriksen are the right players for United at this time. Casemiro will play on Thursday, but he gets slaughtered when United lose because people say his legs have gone. But he never had legs, and was just very clever in how he played. He's good to watch, but you need 2 midfield players. More legs from 2 attacking midfield players. As good as what Bruno plays when United are chasing, he's not that ideal person because of his discipline problems when he has the ball." United have also been heavily linked with a move for Ipswich's Delap, who has netted 12 league goals this season in a side that looks set to be relegated. Delap reportedly has a £30 million release clause if Ipswich go down, and Parker believes he would be an excellent addition. "I would look at a hungry centre forward and I would take Liam Delap all day long," Parker added. "All day long you'd take him. I love his work ethic, the fact that he's never beaten. He's desperate to prove himself, and he's desperate to score goals. He wants to run past people, make unselfish runs, and turn the bad into the good. He reminds me of a young Mark Hughes, and not afraid to put himself about. Anything Mark Hughes trademark. However, United look set to face stiff competition for Delap's services, with the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool and Newcastle all credited with an interest in the 22-year-old Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna was recently quizzed on Delap's future and claimed it is certainly a possibility that the club could keep hold of him in the Championship. It's not something that's been discussed loads internally because everyone's focus, honestly, has been on Bournemouth, on Wolves, now on Chelsea, McKenna said. But if you ask me, is that a possibility? I think it's certainly a possibility. Liam's a young striker. He's developing really, really well at the football club. He's happy and he's improving every week and we're enjoying working with him. I'm sure there's lots of different possibilities. But Liam's an Ipswich player. He enjoys being an Ipswich player, and that's where his full focus is. Andre Onana would be better off playing right back for Manchester United, according to former Red Devils star Paul Parker. The goalkeeper has been slammed during a difficult run of form, and Parker reckons Ruben Amorim would be better off with David de Gea at his disposal. Onana was not included in United's squad for the humiliating 4-1 defeat by Newcastle United after an error-strewn Europa League display against Lyon last week. The ex-Ajax and Interstars display followed a public war of words with Nemanja Matic, in which the Serbia international suggested Onana was among the club's worst ever goalkeepers. United splashed £47.2 million to sign Onana in 2023, but the 29-year-old has failed to prove consistently convincing as the 13 times Premier League champions' number one option. Backup shot stopper Altay Bayindir was selected to face the Magpies instead of Onana, but did little to suggest he was a superior option as Amorim'S side conceded 4 goals. Parker has blasted Onana's technique, suggesting the goalkeeper looks like an outfield player who has been forced to go in goal. The 61-year-old believes United should never have parted ways with De Gea. I just don't see him as a natural goalkeeper, and he doesn't have very good hands, Parker told the home of UFC betting. He'd be better off at right back. I've looked, and he just doesn't move his feet to get into positions. He just dives very weirdly. He looks like when a goalkeeper has been sent off and a centre-half has gone in goal. Matic just said what Premier League pundits wouldn't say, and I've been saying it for ages about him, they'll all say it now, but Matic came out and gave an opinion on him, and what he said is the absolute truth. I always said they should never have gotten rid of De Gea because he wasn't good enough with his feet. He just won his 4th Player of the Year with Fiorentina, having won 3 at United. You need a goalkeeper that is better with their hands than their feet. Surely that's the priority, a keeper that actually makes saves. Manchester United won a European trophy because of De Gea getting a Jose Mourinho team to the final. Following errors against Lyon last week, Amorim suggested Onana needed some time out of the spotlight. United's goalkeeper was set to return to training ahead of the return leg against the French side at Old Trafford, however. You have to see the context, Amorim told Sky Sports. Sometimes you have to push the player to play again. Sometimes you have to let him disconnect a little bit. Tomorrow, he will be in training to prepare for Lyon, so I felt that it was a good time for Andre to disconnect. I think he was okay because I explained. You don't need to like it, but you understand because I explain everything. You have to manage everything. Sometimes people just look at the physical aspect, but the mental aspect is really important. It's just one game and tomorrow is a new life. Lenny Yoro has posted on social media for the first time since Thierry Henry suffered backlash for his pathetic criticism of the Manchester United defender. Arsenal legend Henry focused on Yoro's performance during Sunday's 4-1 thrashing against Newcastle, with one moment catching his attention. Henry pointed out how Yoro, 19, instinctively looked at the linesman after Harvey Barnes scored Newcastle's 3rd goal. There was no chance of an offside, but the United's £52 million summer signing was looking in that direction. Look at Yoro and what he is asking for, Henry said on Sky Sports Monday Night Football. We all know it's a goal. What are you looking at? I actually don't know. I've never seen that before. Sky posted a clip of the Henry's criticism on X, formerly Twitter. but it was quickly deleted after United fans took issue with the former Arsenal striker. Jamie Carragher, who he joined on the show, reshared the clip on his personal account, adding 4 crying emojis before also clicking delete. Henry and Carragher have been accused of bullying, with Sky also facing backlash for sharing the clip. Now Euro has spoken out, posting a Bible passage on Instagram. Alongside an image of him looking dejected after full time against Newcastle, the passage read in French, "Do not be anxious about anything, but always ask God for what you need. And when you pray, ask for it with thanksgiving." Philippians 4:6.